Do it all in one take.
What's up, y'all? This is the Platform for Platforms, and today episode I'm here with the Internet Master, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself and how can he help you. So let's get busy.
Yo, 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 I guess I'm the internet master. My name is Leopold Ashley, and it's Leo Pold. A little bit about me. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Came to the U.S. when I was one. Lived in New Jersey, and from there came to Minnesota, 8-7. So from there, I had a love for sports. That's kind of where I got like the sense of family was through sports. So I started off playing hockey. Then there was lacrosse, basketball, baseball, wrestling, high school football at Armstrong, and I went to St. Cloud State to play football. I currently play semi-pro football for the Hudson Thunderhawks, so I'm just an athlete in general. I love to work out and lift weights, but another big passion of mine is just building websites. I love to create. So about 10 years ago, I built my first website, and from there, I just continue to keep building and recreating my craft and getting better.
Okay, well let me ask you. Say you're originally from Kingston,
Kingston, Jamaica.
and you came up here at what age?
One.
Okay. So do you go back, or have you been back, or how does that work?
I have not been back. I have family that have come from Kingston to various parts of the U.S. But my goal is to eventually go back there and spend some time out there. 2009, my father passed, so I still need to go out there and just actually see his grave at least.
Okay. Now, how did you get into computers? Because you say your first passion was sports. So how did you get into the whole computer system?
So sixth grade actually. That's when there was there's a thing called DSL, and it was like a modem. Um, I had a computer then, so I was the one that had to hook that up myself. So there was a person over the phone. They were telling me things to type in, and it was like all these words and numbers and stuff, like just moving around. And I was like, "That's cool." And he was like, "Oh, you're done." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Not now. I have internet." So I saw myself do that. So from there, I was intrigued, and I spent a lot of time on the internet. And I just used to always ask myself, how does somebody do this? Until I got to the point where I'm doing it.
So did you read any books, or did you do a lot of Googling, or did you take any courses, or how does that work?
Right. So when I went to St. Cloud State, I only went there to play football, to be honest, and whatever happened, happened. Um, I have a attraction of meeting people, so I met people in that field. They were graphic designers. Um, if I would have known, maybe I had a mentor that was like, do computer science. That's going to get you what you need. But um, the people who I met, they told me a couple things to focus on. So I remember spending lots of time in the library at St. Cloud State, and I locked myself in the room in the library. And there was a guy on YouTube, like he taught me how to build a website A through Z. And then when I did that, it wasn't great, but I did it. So I was like, okay, let me keep getting better at this.
Okay. So right now, would you say that computers outweigh your passion for the sports at this moment?
No. I think who Leopold is, I'm a person who loves to create. I'm a person who loves competition. and I'm a person who just likes to be physically fit. So if you take one of those away from me, I'm not going to be full strength. I find ways to make all of those work in my life.
Okay. So talk a little bit about um, what is the name? Do you have an actual do you have an actual website then that people could go to to get a hold of you to build them a website, or is it mostly just word of mouth, or how does people connect with you? How do they connect with you?
Right, right. So I do actually I have three websites, but the website for my business, it's called Leo's Web Solution. So the the so if you type it up on the internet browser, www.leos leos web web solution solution.com. It'll bring up my website. I created it. Um, I give you the steps on if let's say you came to me and you're like, hey, I want a website, so I'll let you know to go to my website, check it out, read some of the information there, because I still want people to look to see, okay, he does know what he's doing. He does have a website that he built, and it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty nice. I think it's standard with what's out here in the World Wide Web. But there's a process 1 through 5 that I have listed on there on meet and greet, all the way to um, you paying me for the work that I do. And I have different packages for websites, depending on what website you need. I have a package for that, and then I have social media packages also.
So when you say social media package, what exactly what comes with that?
So there's some people who are not tech savvy. Businesses are moving on the internet. So people who aren't tech savvy, if they're not on Instagram, if they're not on Twitter, if they're not on Snapchat, and if they're not on Facebook, they're losing business, because 70% of people in the US, and it's going up every second, are, they're on their cell phone, so that's where businesses are. They're right on the cell phone.
Right.
So as far as the social media package, uh, there's packages where I can tweet out a message, maybe 2 messages a day on Instagram, a message on uh, Facebook, Twitter, and so on.
Okay. So what would you like to tell anybody that was trying to get into the whole internet building aspect? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say, you can definitely reach out to me. I can teach you one on one. You can just go to leoswebsolution.com and just, go to the contact page and say, hey, Leo, can you teach me how to make a website? And, it's going to cost you. Everything costs, but I'm going to make sure you know what you're doing. Or you can go right to YouTube, and there's people who teach you how to make a website A through Z. I'm eventually going to have tutorials on how to make a website also from A through Z on Leo's Web Solution that people can take as a course. That's another future goal I have here.
Okay. Do you think that obviously you think computers is well, I should say we all know that computers is a thing of the future, has been already for the last 20 years or so, but and it's always going to get bigger. But it's not easy getting into it if you're not computer savvy, like you say. And for people that feel like they try a few times and they get frustrated and want to give up, what would you want to say? What would you say to those people?
The biggest thing is like, what is your goal? Like, do you want to be good on Instagram? Do you want to be good on Facebook? Or do you want to build a website that sells products? do you want to run your own blog? So you got to kind of figure out what you want to do. Now, if you're like, man, I want to make the next Facebook, well, you know, you're going to spend a lot of time learning WordPress. WordPress is the industry standard. That's what Facebook is made from. That's what YouTube's made from. So you're going to have to spend time learning WordPress and how that works. And as far as, what was the question one more time?
Just, you know, people that get frustrated with it, want to give up. You know, what would be words of encouragement to those people?
I mean, just like anything, you know, if you have a goal that's set here, if you want to go to the NFL, if you want to have the best body in the world, if you want a Lamborghini car, you have to work towards anything. You know, I think so many people want the dangling carrot, like, oh, that's it right there. That's pretty much it.
So basically, don't be expecting instant gratification.
Right. And we've all been there. I've been there myself too. That's very true.
Okay, let's transition a little bit and talk about the sports. You inside a semi-professional league, right?
That is correct.
Okay, what's the name of it?
Hudson Thunderhawks in Hudson, Wisconsin. It's the football helmet right here. See, there's a lot of scratches here, so I've been putting it to good use, smacking people here and there.
Okay, let's see the symbol. That's an eagle.
That is a Thunderhawk.
Oh, Thunderhawk. Okay, you did just say the name. Okay, I understand.
I mean, it might be just a hawk, or it might be an eagle. But this is our jersey right here, number 36.
Okay. How did you get involved with semi-pro?
Man, okay, so I played football at St. Cloud State. I played a lot of basketball there too, and there was this one dude, he was a real good basketball player, but he was friends with this guy who had a team in Brainerd called the Brainerd Lumberjacks, and he was like, hey Leo, you should come try out. And I'm like, I didn't know too much about semi-pro, and if you don't know anything about it, you don't even know it exists, but that thing is huge. But so I went and tried out, and then from there it was like, sky's the limit. You know, I've been playing for about 6 years, and then I took 2 years off. I worked at a car dealership on Saturdays, and Saturdays are the game days, and Thursdays are usually practice days. So when I took that time off, man, that was my morale kind of went down, because in life you're just supposed to fight to do whatever makes you happy.
Okay. How long is the season? Like, what's month to month? When do it start? When do it end?
Okay, so our first game was April, I think, 20th. So there's a game every week. So this week we have a bye week, and then next week we have a game. We are currently 0-3. It's pretty horrible. The best team in Minnesota is the St. Paul Pioneers. They just have a great program. They've been together for about 13 years, and they consistently win, and everybody wants to play for them.
And when do the season end? How many games is it in the season?
Okay, so there's probably 12 games. Season ends in early August.
Okay. And if somebody wanted to get into semi-pro, what's the steps they need to take?
So what they would need to do, go to just Google semi-pro football, and then I don't know if it's semipro.org, go to that website. But if you go to that website, or if you just Google semi-pro, you can Google semi-pro in whatever area you're in. If you're in California, if you're in Los Angeles, just type in semi-pro football in Los Angeles. If you're in Minnesota, semi-pro football in Minneapolis. And then teams will pop up. Or type in semi-pro football.org.
Do you know how many teams is in Minnesota for semi-pro?
Minnesota has 2 different leagues. This league right here is the NEFL, Northern Elite Football League. That's the best league in Minnesota. But there's probably 17 teams.
Okay.
California has about 50 teams.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, before we get up out of here, tell the people your name one more time, spell it for them, and tell them the name of your website so they can get a hold of you.
All right. So my name again is Leopold Ashley. That's L as in lion, E-O, P as in Paul, O-L-D, and then Ashley, A-S-H-L-E-Y. And then you can just reach out to me if you have any type of internet questions. If you even have computer questions, like how to turn on a computer, you can reach out through me on the website. But it's leoswebsolution.com, and that's www.leosweb solution solution.com.
All right. Anything you want to, any encouraging words or anything you want to say to people before we sign out?
Man, if you have something you believe in, and no matter if your mom tells you, you know, not to do it, but if what you're doing deep down inside is positive, just go for it, you know, and the right people will always come to you, you know. Indo, man, you know, he's right here giving me an interview, you know, so you attract what you are and what you give up.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and this is not the last time. We'll sit down again in the future and see what's the progress, get the update on that situation, and I appreciate the time.
All right, sir.
All right, signing out. Platform for Platforms.